God knows if I'm going to be able to edit this video together, because it's just like incoherent ramblings of a man that hasn't eaten food in 30 hours. Greetings, brothers. Today I'm going to be talking about fasting, health, exercise, and just general life, I guess. We're going to throw in some beans on toast. So you get your toast, you butter it up, and then you literally drown it in baked beans, don't you? Yeah. This obviously is not a Warhammer video. This is about health and fitness and eating and everything around that. And it was something I didn't care two hoots about when I started this channel 5 years ago. But a lot has changed for me. I've had kids. I had kind of like this life-changing injury. So this is just going to be off the cuff, something completely different. If you do stick around for it, I hope you enjoy it. So if you've watched the channel before, you will know that I fell on a skateboard. Yes, probably shouldn't have been skateboarding when I was like 39 years old. And it was November, so it was a little bit icy. Fell on black ice and I broke my right arm. And for probably 6 months, maybe not quite 6 months, 3 to 4 months, I had it in a sling and obviously got atropine because I couldn't move my arm at all. It was a clean break. I'm going to put the picture on screen so you can see just how bad the break was. Literally snapped the entire bone, right? And when after that, obviously, my shoulder was sore all the time because of the atropine. My shoulder, I still don't have full range of movement in my arm. And my muscles were all but gone. And like picking up the kids, I was getting sore all the time. And also, I couldn't even just sit, right? I couldn't even just sit and watch television without my shoulder being cramped up and it just being sore all the time. And I think for me, that was a catalyst, right? Because certain people, like, they basically said to me, your shoulder will be sore forever. And I was like, for the rest of my life, I'm not going to be able to sit in a seat and watch the television because I broke my arm when I was like 38. And other people said, you'll never get the range of movement back for you. And I guess I took that as a challenge, right? Like, I'm like, I am not going to sit here and complain about my sore shoulder. I'm going to exercise the living crap out of my shoulder. So it's probably about this point I bought a set of resistance bands and used them for 3 to 4 months. And I think when I was using the resistance bands, I was definitely feeling like less pain. I was just doing overhead like extensions with the resistance bands, closing them indoors and like pull downs. And from that developed into I'm going to buy some weights for my home gym. Like, I have a garage that already had a cross trainer in. I did like cardio. I'd been doing cardio for years. Like, in my brain, cardio is the way you stay fit and lose weight. And I've been doing that for years and years and years, but I never quite achieved my body goal or never quite achieved what I would like. And I think I'm still not there, right? Like, I'm going to show some pictures on the screen right now of what I look like right now, or what I looked right before I started this experiment. And I mean, everybody's got their own... Everyone's their own worst critic, I feel like. My wife always tells me I look fine. Someone in the comments will probably tell me I look fat, but do you know what? I get a lot of hate on YouTube comments anyway. I will deal with it. But my point is, I'd started a journey in improving an injury, and it got me into a new way of thinking of, like, I guess I went into the rabbit hole of YouTube where loads of people say, as you get older, you should do resistance training. What resistance training does is, like, it just builds up muscle, right? And it's harder, the older you get, the harder it is to build muscle. And I'm 42 now. I can tell you it's been a nightmare trying to build muscle. So I've been on like a high protein diet for over a year, and I'm going to show you what I eat from my diet. So I'll probably like 120 to 150 grams of protein every day. And I am resistance training 4 times a week. And I'm going to show you a few clips of how much I'm doing. And I am not building muscle as fast as I would like by a long shot. And you can see my physique is okay. I mean, it's better than it was, right? And I want to say I am stronger than I have ever been. And I am probably in the best shape of my life at 42. Not that the best shape of my life is all that good, but I am happier with it now. I maybe aren't as thin as I always was, because I kind of hate counting calories. And you know, like, I have 2 jobs, I have 2 kids, I feel like I'm kind of busy, so I probably should count more calories, right? Like, everyone's got things that they should achieve to, but sometimes I just like food, man. So what I'm trying to do is find a balance where, like, I can control my urges to eat food. I can do somewhere like 80% of my food is healthy food, so like fruits, vegetables, etc., and maybe 20% of my food is unhealthy. So that'd be like the chocolate bar that you're craving all week. And I'm bad for cravings, and I'm also bad for just eating things off the children's plates, especially if it's like sweets or chocolates or whatever. So now that I've been exercising and all that stuff for like a year, I thought to myself, I want to do some fasting. I've heard about the benefits of fasting. You can go into the YouTube rabbit hole about resistance training, about fasting. You'll find loads of people saying these things are good for you. You can probably find the opposite, right? Like if you really want to research it, I suppose it's like how some people think the earth is flat. Spoiler, I don't think the earth is flat. So you can probably find justification for anything you want on YouTube, right? Or the internet, you can probably find justification for anything. But I have been doing fasting now, intermittent fasting, for about 18 months, about the same amount of time that I've started exercising resistance training 4 times a week. And like, I feel like these two things hand in hand have been able to curb the amount of crap that I eat in my diet, right? Like I used to eat Haribo every day, now I eat none. I used to never have fruit, now I have 2 pieces of fruit every day, right? Like, and I'm getting older and I've got kids and I've got to think about the future. So yeah, I have been doing intermittent fasting. So that's probably like 18 to 20 hours a day of not eating. And I feel like that has been good for my digestive health, and I've felt healthier. And I also feel like I've got good energy levels getting on later in life. So now my next plan was to try and do a longer fast. And I had in my brain I was going to do 72 hours, which is batshit crazy. Like, by the way, I should probably preface all this by saying, like, I am not a doctor, I am not a scientist, I know nothing about this stuff, I just look online. But I want to improve myself, and I want to keep making healthy choices, and fasting is something that I plan to do more of. And so this video is about a bit of exercise and a lot of the journey of like my first prolonged fast. Okay, with that massive ramble out the way, I should probably start by saying I thought what I would start this week doing would be to weigh myself straight away, see what my weight is. I was going to exercise, I was going to work out, I was going to do my normal like 15 minutes on the cross trainer, 45 minutes in the gym, work out on the day that I'm starting fasting. So I was going to work out, I was going to eat like 100 grams of protein. So like my body and my muscles are like, hey, here's the protein, start repairing the muscles because we've just done a workout. Because apparently when you're fasting, your body will eat fat, 90% fat and 10% muscle. So, and that's if you've done the exercise recently. I don't know what they mean by recently, but my plan was to exercise in the morning, eat 100 grams of protein, so hopefully my body holds on to all this muscle that I've been trying so hard to build, and then I was going to fast for a period of time. When you eat food and exercise, that's what professional bodybuilders talk about bulking. When you're building muscle, you build muscle 50% fat, 50% muscle. So you can't just build muscle, right? So you have, that's why professionals build, then cut, build, then cut, right? So essentially I hate dieting. So my plan was to build and then just fast for a few days. And the thing about fasting is if you ignore the urge to eat food enough, then it becomes much more controllable. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more further in this video. So weighing in pretty much exactly 82 kilograms, 180.8 pounds. This was the start. I was going to smash this giant breakfast, which is almost ridiculous. I actually have this for breakfast almost every morning. And then we're going to get straight into fasting, and we're going to do some weight measurements throughout to see what actually happens. I would say though, do not do any of this yourself unless you have been fasting like intermittently. If you're looking to start, look at like the 14-10 and work up from there, because most people finish eating at 7 p.m, eat at 7 a.m, so you're almost doing a 12-12 anyway, right? You are fasting for 12 hours without even trying. If you have your last meal at 7 p.m, you don't eat till 7 a.m. You know, so you could go to like a 14-10 very easily, where you have your last meal at 7 p.m, you don't have breakfast till 9 a.m, right? That's 14 hours. And start there. And I think I was at 12-12 or 14-10 for like 2 weeks. Felt like I was doing pretty well there. But remember, this isn't a medical advice. This is just what has helped for me. And this has helped me curb my snacks, because I would snack in those 14 hours. I would have popcorn in the evenings, might have some chocolate, you know, and I just didn't want to be doing that. Period, I guess, as I get older.
This week at work has been rough. Thank you so much, yeah. Used to trim some fat. Because I heard the I've had this breakfast like every day for like 18 months now. It is it's actually kind of ginormous, and it's probably got somewhere in the region of like 80 something grams of protein. Because like sometimes when I'm eating it, I'm like, oh god, I'm so full.
Point out that it's a pasta bowl. You
Oh, yeah, it's
thought it was a dog bowl.
It's not a dog bowl. Thanks, love. It's Saturday, 1:30. So we're going to try and do Sunday would be 24, Monday would be 48, Tuesday would be 72. I feel like 72 is a good goal for this first one. 96 would probably give me a better result, but yeah, I think we're going to try 72. So finish up this orange juice and officially start the 72-hour fast. I've been doing a lot of like 22-hour fasts, and they've been okay, but this is going to be interesting. So I'm going to check in every now and then. I do have my fasting salts, so I'll be taking salt 3 times a day. So I'll do 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. and then I guess breakfast time tomorrow. I'm not going to do fasting salts right now. We'll see. We'll see if we get any before and after progress. We'll see. I imagine I'm going to lose 6 pounds in weight, but and the other key thing is going to be stay hydrated. Lots of water. I almost need to set an alarm because I never remember to drink enough water. So that's it. Let's go. We'll check in like every 5-6 hours. Alright, I have this ominous timer running on my phone, 5 hours and 30 minutes. It doesn't seem like much, but I definitely have a headache. I have been trying to drink water. I've taken my fasting salts. But yes, there is definitely a headache. It is brewing. It is 7:15, so I'm going to put the kids to bed. But no, the first 5 hours, I guess 6 hours will be... No, 7 hours will be 10%. Okay. Alright, so we're at like 8%. I don't feel hungry at the moment. I just have a headache. And it's only a little niggle. So, alright, we'll check back in before bedtime. So, I just finished doing the Sunday night Armulus show. We're at 7 hours, 45 minutes. Actually, I'm discombobulated. We did the Sunday night Armulus show on Saturday night. So, everything's going fine. We've done 10%. I actually have not felt hungry at all today. I think I was in the kitchen doing food for my kids a couple of times, and I was quite tempted to eat something, but I haven't felt really that hungry at all. Maybe it's just too early to feel hungry, but we'll see. I'm hoping we go the evening, I'll go to sleep for like 7 hours, and when I wake up I should be pretty close to what they call ketosis, which is when my body will switch from burning the food that's in my stomach to burning my fat. And then I know when you get to ketosis, because I've been there before, I'll not feel as much hunger. So that's what we're hoping. We'll see. We might check in one more time before bed. You know, I just realised when you're doing it in here, you get this Super Cola Bay poster next to my Space Marine. So random. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good. It's been 11 hours, 35 minutes. I've been surprisingly not hungry. Like the whole day, my stomach grumbled for like a minute. So, let's see what tomorrow brings. Right, it's a nice day. We're going to get out for a walk. We are at 21:26. So I think I did the right idea. We slept through, I guess, from like 12. I've been up for a while. Just Michael had we're potty training our boy, and he had a giant pee this morning in his pants. So that was fun. But we've done that, and yeah, I slept through probably from like 12 to 20, possibly the hardest part, maybe. But I woke up hungry. I'm not hungry again. So far, 21 hours has been remarkably easy. I feel like it's luring me into false sense of security. We were down a pound and change on the scales. I mean, I did have breakfast yesterday, so I did have one meal yesterday. But we'll see. The plan for today: black coffee, fasting salts, multivitamins, and get out for a walk. And then try and keep distracted as much as possible. We'll see in a few hours.
So overnight, I lost the 1.6 pounds. I've been doing my fasting salts and my water. I was pretty good on that. We went for this walk that I was talking about, which was about 70 minutes of light exercise.
Okay, we went for a walk. It was good. Basically, we are at 24 hours. It says 23:59, but I actually forgot to start this timer for 5 minutes at the start. Because I started the timer when I was looking at the kitchen clock yesterday, and it was like 1:33, 1:34 or something. My phone says it's 13:36. This is way too much detail, but I have noticed, like, I am a bit discombobulated now. I am definitely very hungry now. The kids are having lunch. They had chocolate cookies while we were out on the walk. The chocolate cookies smell amazing. My wife just put down like an empty cake box from her birthday last week next to the... It wasn't even empty. It was a cake box with lots of little crumbs in it next to the sink. And my first reaction was like to go and eat the cake that was like 7 days off, just like grab the crumbs, and had to like stop myself. I just saw it, and like in my head I could picture like I'm gonna eat these cake crumbs. So yes, it's certainly getting harder. 24 hours passed though, so that's a third of the way to 72. I'm gonna now play some Battlefield 6. Fortunately, my wife has said that she will take over with the kids, so I'm gonna hopefully zero in on some Battlefield 6, and hopefully that'll like kill an hour and I'll get over this hunger. I'll check in later. Alright, now it's got serious. We're at 27 and a half hours, or 27 3/4. I am freezing cold. My feet are cold. My hands are cold. I'm wearing like a fleece lined shirt. I never wear anything this warm. I've googled it, and it says that being cold when fasting, because I guess Google said something like... See, I can't even make sentences. I can't even finish my train of thought. I mean, I guess when you've not had food in like almost 28 hours. Google said that because my body will no longer be digesting food and sending nutrients to the organs, it doesn't generate as much heat. So I am cold. I'm not enjoying this, and also I've been having some hours where I feel okay. I've been having some hours where I don't have the headache today, but my stomach feels like right now quite sore. Like, I don't know if it's just like hormones saying like, oh my god, feed me, or if my stomach should genuinely be this sore. Because maybe it's just a hungry feeling, and I've just been ignoring it now for the best part of like 20 hours. My wife goes back to work tomorrow, and I can't, obviously, I'm having trouble finishing thoughts and being coherent. I felt okay when I was walking, but I think the fact that like we're gonna have to do bedtime with the kids, we're gonna have to do bath time, I think I can manage out this evening, and I think I can. I mean, sleep will be fine. I haven't had any problems sleeping. But I think tomorrow. I think 72 hours is too long for my first attempt at this. So I think this is probably me realizing that, like, if I'm only, like, I googled it as well, and it said, like, you shouldn't feel, if you're learning to fast, you shouldn't feel dreadful, or it shouldn't feel like you're having to power through. And the last few hours, I have felt dreadful, and I have felt like I've had to power through. So 28 hours is a decent amount of time, though, right? I feel that that's a decent amount of time. We're gonna go for a few more hours. I'm trying to think, like, if I get to like 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, maybe the hunger will pass, and then I can sleep, and then it'll be somewhere in the region of 40. But I think I'm changing my goal. My goal was 72 hours. That's got to be a future attempt if I feel up to it after like 2 or 3 successful 48-hour runs. 40 hours is still 21 hours away. So that feels like an awful long time when I'm already this hungry. Anyway, we'll check back in. So, 28 and a half hours in, I have been having a lot of stomach pain. I'm not cold anymore, so I'm in a less warm shirt. But I think, based on the fact that, like, I'm going to go to sleep in 6 hours, so that would be 34, and wake up in 7, probably, so that'd be like 41. I think that might be too long for my first fast. Or my first long... So this is probably the first fast I've done, probably, like, even... I've been doing 18-6 a lot, so that's eating for 6, fasting for 18, and a couple of times I've stretched that to 20, but I don't think I've ever gone over 20. So my previously best fast would have probably been 20 hours. This is adding a whole 10 hours to it. It's 5 o'clock on Sunday. Check out the new tactics video by my friend Blake here, if you haven't done that. But yeah, so what my thought is, I'm going to spend 2 more hours, I'm going to hit 30, and I'm going to eat, and what I'm going to have, I've learned from this fast that I started at the wrong time. Like, I think if I want to hit 36 hours, I should have started at like 7 o'clock. Had a big meal, I wouldn't eat anything that evening, and then I would go the whole day, and then I would be going to bed around now, right? Like around 28, 29 hours, and waking up and it get to 36. Oh my goodness, did I just stop my timer? No! Oh, no. No, I think I just did when I put it... Oh no, thank God it's a stopwatch. Okay, I didn't... Okay. So I think I want to be going to bed. Like if I was going to bed in the next 20 minutes, I think I can hit 36 hours. But I think the next 6 hours to bedtime are going to be excruciating. I'm on holiday this week. I'm not really down for... I'm down to hit 30. I think that's a good first step for someone that's never fasted over 20. I really thought I'd have a really bad headache. I don't have it, so those fasting salts are working really well. I have been drinking, like, this is a 1 litre bottle of water, and I think I must be on my 3rd one today, so I think I need to drink about 3 of them, and I've had a cup of black coffee, and I've had 1 cup of black tea. And that's it. So I think this is a learning experience. It's not the video I wanted to make. 72 hours is actually kind of bonkers. I don't think I'm ever going to go for 72 hours. Like, I don't know why I would need to. I mean, the reason I fast is to try and be healthier, to try and eliminate sugar and snacks from my diet, and you know, just to try and generally have, like, I'm someone who snacks all the time, or at least I used to. By setting fasting periods, I've been able to massively cut down on those snacks. So I think this has helped me. I think it's learning. I'm not a doctor. I mean, you have to worry about your own health. I'm just sharing my experience of, like, as someone who really struggled to lose weight for a long period of time, despite looking at the calories on everything, trying to pick healthy options everywhere. Fasting has helped me, and it's something that I plan to do probably forever. But if I'm going to try and do 36 hours again, I'm going to switch it up.
So I took a quick picture at the end, and honestly, I feel like there's no difference in my body shape. But the scales did say that in the 31 hours, I lost over a kilo.
So it's an update. It's not the update I wanted to give, but it's the update that's going to be happening. 30 hours, 32 minutes. You can tell by the kitchen clock, if anyone wants to check that, that says 20:09, which from 13:30 yesterday is exact. Yeah, it should be exact. I mean, I said I started the timer like 5 minutes late. So realistically, we're at 30 hours, 37 minutes. We'll just call it 30:30. I did this fast wrong in that I started it at the wrong time. I've essentially missed 5 meals. I had breakfast yesterday. Fair enough, it was a very late breakfast because we had problems in the morning. But I skipped lunch, dinner, and then today I've skipped breakfast, lunch, dinner. So I've skipped 5 meals. If I want to get to a 36-hour fast, which I think is all I want to do, I don't know if I need to go to 72 hours. But regardless, I think if I want to get to 36 hours, and then that would be 36 hours finishing at 7 a.m, which would be ideal, I should have started fasting on Saturday at 7 p.m. instead of 1 p.m. Because if I started at 7 p.m, then I could skip. Then I'd only be skipping 3 meals, which would be the meals, Sunday's meals, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then you'd be able to have breakfast again on Monday. So by starting at a weird time, rather than skipping 3 meals and getting to 36 hours, I've skipped 5 meals and I'm only at 30 and a half hours. My temper is kind of shot, honestly. I think the hardest hours are the hours when you were skipping the meals, because I think your body knows that you're skipping the meals, and it's like, you're skipping a meal here, it's making you very hungry. I still feel hungry right now, but not nearly as hungry as I felt at like this afternoon or at 5 o'clock. And my body definitely shut down digestion on me because I was freezing cold this afternoon for like 4 hours as well. I guess my body, and so now I must have moved into some sort of, maybe that growth hormone they talk about. But yeah, so we are breaking it. And I mean, the main reason I actually wanted to make this video is because I wanted to do beans on toast for my American viewers, because some of them don't know what it is. This is a very cheap can of beans, probably costs about 50 cents at the absolute max. I'm going to show you how many grams of protein. It's probably pretty good on the protein. Per can, it's only 10 grams of protein. That's per half can. So 20 grams of protein. So we'll start with that. That's what I wanted to do. We'll get a coffee. Maybe I'll get an orange juice or something as well. It'll take me 10 minutes to cook this, so we might be able to get to 31 hours. But, like, I think the longest fast I've ever done before probably was 20 hours. So a whole 10 hours extra is good. And I think I will return at some point to do the 36-hour fast. I'll just be better prepared. So this was a dry run. I think 72 hours is bonkers. People that do 72-hour fasts, I'm a long way away from that. You know, in life, when you say you're absolutely starving, because that's something I say a lot. It's like, oh, I'm starving. Like I'm starving for dinner. I'm actually not. I'm actually just a little bit hungry. Like now I'm starving. Now I'm actually starving. But am I? Because I do actually feel like I could go a bit further. But the stomach pains I had earlier were pretty rough. So we're stopping here at 31 hours. God knows if I'm going to be able to edit this video together, because it's just like incoherent ramblings of a man that hasn't eaten food in 30 hours. I mean, it's probably the longest I've not eaten food in my entire life by like a country mile. Is 2 slices of bread going to be enough for this? I don't want to be too greedy. It's pretty thick bread. Let's go 2.5. Get some butter because we're going to need that. Going to need to get the cheese grater. Because that's not enough cheese in there. I need to stir this before they stick to the bottom of the pan. Alright, cool, yeah, so the main reason I almost wanted to make this video was because I feel like my American fans don't appreciate beans on toast. There's some low calorie cheese open, but I'm not doing low calorie cheese right now. It's got to be the full fat or nothing. Yeah. Okay, so we've got cheese. We got the beans starting to boil a little bit in here. Beautiful. Let's get this toast on, shall we? 3 pieces of toast. Well, better your fruit than my grandfather Robbie always used to say, you know, when you were carrying like furniture and you were moving it through places.
Yeah.
You know, like if you were moving house or anything, he always used to get you to put your hand like on the edges when you were going through doors, and he always used to say your hand will heal the door frame one.
Your Uncle Eddie said that when he was helping us.
Well, you probably heard it from Robbie, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for this bread.
I love malted bread.
I did 2.5. I hummed and hawed for a few minutes because I was like, can I do this? Would it be greedy? I wanted to do this ages ago for my American viewers because we often talk about beans on toast.
Oh yeah.
And they don't know what that is.
I love beans on toast. Wish I'd
Well,
thought I would have had beans on toast originally.
Beans on toast too. Boss.
Bloody love it.
Right, so
Do you want me to stop cutting for it?
I don't care. No one's going to watch this video anyway.
Okay.
Well, some people will. I'm 5 minutes shy of 31 hours. But I'm not waiting 5 minutes. So, sorry, my brain's fried. So you get your toast, you butter it up, and then you literally drown it in baked beans, don't you?
Yeah. You have to butter the toast.
Yeah, you absolutely have to. I'm going to eat this with a knife and fork though, because I'm a heathen.
You have to use a knife and fork.
You have to, okay.
Because it's too hot.
I was going to say, yeah,
How
probably
would you
too
pick
hot.
it up? It would fall over you.
Yeah, I was going to say, it'll be messy
It's like
AF
30 degree
anyway.
burns off the beans.
So, that's most of the can of beans. I'll come back if I need more beans than that. Or
I
would you just empty the whole can?
Aye.
Okay. I should have just listened to my wife, shouldn't I? Right, empty the whole friggin' can of beans on there. Do you know what? It's not as much protein as I thought it was. The whole can is only 20 grams.
Only.
And then we'll take cheese onto one, maybe. I've gone overkill on the cheese, by the way. Like, you know when you're really hungry and you're in the supermarket. That's like the worst time to go shopping because you buy a bunch of shit that you don't really need just because you're hungry. You know. So making food after not eating for 30 3/4 hours probably just means you eat a bunch of shit. Or sorry, no, you make a bunch extra.
I mean, sometimes, you know, not eating for a period of time and getting super hungry does lead to binging, which would be eating a bunch of shit. So you're
Yeah.
not incorrect. You know?
I'm like 2 minutes away from 31 hours. I think I'd like to hit 31, but I'd also like to just come back and hit the 36 another time. So it's not going to be the only time that I try and hit a 36-hour fast.
Try it at Christmas holidays.
Yeah. What do you think first? Regular beans or cheesy beans?
Regular, because it gives the cheese longer to melt.
Okay.
Who's there? It's Annie. What's up, Toots? Why aren't you in bed? You've already got a drink upstairs.
I left some toys down here.
Did you?
Right, get your toys in and up to bed, please.
Okay.
Go.
Go, go.
I'm a little bit nervous.
Why? In case you're sick.
I don't
Because you
know.
won't be. You'll just really enjoy it.
I think I'm going to enjoy it way too much.
It'll be the best beans
It's
on
be the best
toast
beans on
ever
toast.
eaten in your life.
It is. Right, stop.
Sorry.
Got it for 1 sec.
Yeah, I'm done with that bit now. How that happens.
You know, I'm not as... I thought it would be better.
What?
I mean, I remember not eat... You know, like when you're absolutely starving. I guess I've gone beyond starving.
Oh,
I mean, it's still nice.
like when you really need a pee, and you wait too long, and then you don't care
And then-
anymore. Then your body's like, I don't need it now. Like that. Going up to bed, Annie? Okay, good girl.
That was it. Probably 1 minute, 2 minutes away from 31 hours.
Great job.
I think it's totally doable if they're 36. Okay, it's pretty great. Yeah, okay, it might be the best pizza.
Stop pretending.
The first mouthful wasn't that nice, but now I'm like...
What do you mean it wasn't that?
Well, I think I was expecting like fireworks or with my taste buds or something, but now the taste buds are like... like there's a,
Now your
I've only had
body's
like 3
like-
bites and I'm like, the satisfaction level is
Give it-
ridiculous. And there you go. Heinz beans on... Well, it's not even Heinz beans on toast. I think
No,
it's actually...
It's actually the Lidl value beans.
I think it's actually better with cheaper beans. Because I think the Heinz ones are really sweet, like...
I mean, there's
so the-
sugar added.
The
to
cheaper
it.
beans with no added sugar, that's what you're after.
Well, there probably is added sugar. It's probably just not as much as Heinz. And we'll get a load of bean purists arguing with you about which beans are the best.
Yeah, drop a comment down below and tell me which is the best brand of beans for beans on toast.
I guess what's funny is at the end of that, can you even tell which is the before and which is the after? So what is the big takeaway? Well, one, I think fasting salts are great. I've never... The box is super reflective. I'm really impressed with these. The amount of times where I end up not being hungry or busy with the kids and end up skipping a real meal, and then having this terrible headache because I guess I do not have the right nutrients in my diet. Since I finished my fast on Monday, I've actually skipped lunch twice now. And both times I've had these fasting salts, and I could guarantee you beforehand, if I skip a meal, I would have had a crazy headache. Probably like blood sugar or something. Or I guess blood salt, maybe? So I'm really happy that I found these. I'm going to use these before. I've also found like my hunger is so manageable now since fasting for 31 hours, right? Like before, if I was hungry, you know, like it would be niggling. Like I can be hungry for hours now, and like the pain or the hunger feeling compared to 31 hours of fasting is nothing. Like it's just like everything feels more manageable. I've slept really good since I finished the fast. I feel like really good levels of energy. I feel like my patience with the kids has been really good. So I think I'm convinced I'm going to go for 36 hours next. And I think I've basically already decided that I'm going to do that once every 3 months. I think as I get older, I want to continue to be healthier. Obviously want to continue to work out, which I'm going to be doing anyway. So I think the fasting for me is just a way of managing my food, which I think I have never done well in my life, right? Like I always snack. Like I used to always just eat constantly, almost little and often, constantly, always looking at calories, always worrying about that, and always feeling hungry, like an hour, 2 hours, hungry. And I can't be bothered, honestly, being hungry all the time like that. So there's something quite actually liberating about being fasted for a long period of time. And I've already been doing fasts on or off for like 18 months. The 18-6 is kind of my bread and butter. So now I'm going to go, I think 72 hours is bonkers. And I don't know if I will ever aim for 72 hours. Probably what will happen is I'll try and do these 36-hour fasts. And I will accidentally do a bit more, right? Because I think what happens when you're fasting is sometimes you kind of forget that you need to eat because you've just sort of switched that off in your brain. So we'll see, like maybe if we do 36, we forget for a few hours, it drags out to 38, 39, 40, and then maybe in the future there's a 48-hour window. But I think for me, once a quarter, so I think my next aim is going to be at the time when I'm off work at Christmas, I'm going to 100% do 36-hour fast, and I'm going to do it in a way that I only need to skip 3 meals. So that'll be like eat at 7 o'clock on a Friday night, skip all 3 meals on Saturday. You can have black coffee, you can have water, have my fasting salts 3 times, multivitamins, all that good stuff, and then eat again on the Sunday morning. So a bit of a weird video and a bit off topic. Obviously, I'm trying to be more healthy. I think if you are struggling with weight loss, which or exercise or motivation, I think as you get older, it's so important to try and take better care of yourself. I think as much as breaking my arm sucked, it was a huge catalyst for me to actually take better care of myself. So in some ways, it's the best thing I've ever done, breaking my arm. But I think another part of it was like my daughter asked me if I was going to be around forever. And I was thinking to myself, like, when she asked me, Daddy's not that healthy. Daddy isn't going to be here forever. So yeah, I think I would advise anyone interested to take better care of themselves to start researching. Like, you cannot put this off forever. You have one body. Unless you're an Iron Hand, when your body gives up, that is you. So take better care of your muscles. Take better care of your heart. Don't be carrying around as much body fat as you maybe want. And, just be better prepared to tackle the future. And I feel like the more I look into this, the more it reinforces my attempt to be healthier. So if you did get to the end of this video and you found anything useful, I think my main point would be take some time out of your daily life to think about where you want to be in 10, 20, 30, 40 years. I'm 42 now. In another 42 years, do I want to still be here? That would be 84. I think that the life expectancy of men in the UK is probably not 84. So if I want to be there, I need to be above average. I need to be healthy as a mother, and I need to do this now because I can't be putting it off. So, like I said, I got my wake-up call. I'm thankful for it. I hope this, if this video gets one other person to take better care of themselves, then that would be mission accomplished for this video. So, I know this is going to be the worst edit ever. I know it's going to be all over the place with me just speaking, but it's something that I'm quite passionate about now, and I would like to still be hiking in the Scottish Highlands when I'm 85 years old, because yeah, I just would. I'd just like to keep going as long as humanly possible. Cool. Thanks everyone so much for watching, guys. What a weird video. Something completely different. Take care. Enjoy. Bye-bye.